Hey guys, what's up? We're doing our second single issue comic book review, and we're doing DC Comics this time. We're doing Superman number 25. Alright, so before we just get into it, just a big disclaimer. This is the first issue of Brian Michael Bendis' Superman that I've read, so if there's things that happen in here and they go over my head, this is my jumping on point to his series. I know it's about to end, but, I wanted to get into it. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing that we did with Fantastic Four Antithesis number 1. We're going to do 3 sections, art, story, review, and probably just in that order. I like doing it in that order. I think it works pretty well. Alright, so we're going to get started in it with the art. The artist of this issue is Ivan Reis. Not sure how you say it, but just as he always does, he knocks it out of the park. He's one of my favorite artists because of his stint on Green Lantern with Jeff Johns, and the way he draws alien worlds and just aliens, it's pretty much unrivaled. I think the only person that's up there in his level with him is like Liam Sharp right now, who's also on Green Lantern right now. So those guys just knocks it out of the park. The Sinmar world, the planet Sinmar, it's beautiful. There's a lot of detail in just about every panel you see from it, which is a lot in this. So it looks like a whole ton of effort was just gone into, brainstorming how that world was gonna look. And yeah, Ivan Reis just absolutely destroyed it on this issue. 2 thumbs up for that one. If it was just going off the art of this issue, it's 5 out of 5. I love it. Ivan Reis is one of my favorite artists. Alright. Now we're going to go into the story of this. The story section, just like Antithesis, is extraordinarily spoiler heavy. In fact, I pretty much just read the issue for Fantastic Four Antithesis to you, so we're gonna hopefully eventually get away from that, but I do like recapping over everything that happened in this story. This issue is a lot longer, or not really a lot, but it feels a lot longer because it's a lot more dialogue heavy than Antithesis was. But it is issue 25, so it's a little bit thicker book. There's a lot of pages to it, so I'm gonna skim a little bit more than I did with Antithesis, but we're still gonna get the gist of it. It's going to be a whole lot of art and pages over me. You're not going to see me, so this serves as your spoiler warning. If you haven't read it, go pick it up digitally on Comixology, DC Comics app, or wherever, or read your physical copy that you got at the LCS. And I will see you guys right after this recap. It picks up with the Sinmar People Council, whatever they are, learning about the destruction of Krypton and of the pod that's heading to Earth. And, in this scene they're discussing and they debate on whether or not to intercept the pod since it's just a baby, but they also are aware that a Kryptonian under a yellow sun would become a sun god and a potential major threat to their world. I think this is the point in the issue that is the most interesting. Bendis knows that this debate would be an extremely touchy topic for discussion if it was happening in our own real world, and he uses that to show that the Sinmar people aren't just evil. They're not just bad guys for the sake of being bad guys. They decide not to do anything, and they risk the threat because the infant had done nothing wrong. And, innocent until proven guilty, more or less. So they come to the conclusion they don't want to upset their gods, which is, they call them the Lords of Light. I fully expect that they will be explored more down the line because they were mentioned a ton in this issue. Anyways, continuing on, they keep watch on Earth and they learn that the infant, I don't know why I keep doing that, has become Superman and poses no real threat to them based on the actions. His actions that they've observed. They call him a humanist. He's just helping people. He has no authority over him, no governing powers. He just helps people out. Anyways, they, one member of the council tosses the idea out that they should send a warrior, just to show power and dominance. Hey, we're here. Because, he didn't do it, the guy makes the point that we didn't do it with Thanagar, they didn't do it with Oa, and we see what happened, on those planets. So they say, let's do it to Earth, and they don't, after a brief back and forth, they ultimately decide not to do that immediately, but they should create their own Superman, Sinmar Utopica. So it's another evil Superman. Shocker. After they do this for the rest of the issue, we see him, after they introduce him at this big, I'm going to call it like a party. They see him that he struggles with the idea that he, was just created specifically to be a weapon because that's how he feels. And the council won't really tell him why he was given his abilities. So they're having a big party for him. And he's kind of off on his own, just sitting there, doing his own thing. And, guys trying to pick him up for the party, and then all of a sudden he gets this, I don't really know what to call it. Like, the guy kind of appears and says, dude, shit's hitting the fan, we're getting attacked. So Utopica hops up, gets all the way over there to find out that everybody's just wiped out. And on the panels you just see there's like images of Superman, and it seems like the council's kind of like faking it to trick him into believing that Superman did all of this. And then the issue ends on the page of him just asking, what's the Superman? And over all of the bodies of the council, after they were just like, dude, you could have been our Superman, you could have saved us, but instead, you weren't. So, yeah, not a whole ton of Superman actually in this book. It's pretty weird for a big oversized anniversary issue now to not be this super action heavy, ending of an arc. Or at least that's what it feels like for all of the ones that I've read. Recently, like Venom 25 was the end of Venom Island. At this time, Bendis is launching an issue, so there's not a whole lot of Superman flying around, beating the villain that we have just seen for the last, 4, 5, 6 issues. It's a launching point, and it kind of falls on its face a little bit. Like, I saw the cover, and I adore the cover. I really like it. And I thought, man, this issue's, big 25. It's probably going to be a killer issue. I love Superman, so I don't know why I haven't just been reading this anyway. I love Superman. I have enjoyed some of Brian Michael Bendis' work. I haven't enjoyed some of his work. So it just seems like the perfect mix for me, but I haven't been reading it. So I picked it up. It wasn't as good as I expected. There were some really good parts into it. I actually like the Sinmar people. I think it's a really interesting kind of thing. I know it's just, like I stated, another evil Superman. It feels like it's like a cross between that and like the council's kind of like a guardian morality that like they won't do the like wrong thing just for being bad, but they will do the wrong thing to get to what they think is the good thing. So they do evil to do good. They'll do evil. Let me rephrase that. They'll do evil to other people to help their own people. So it's kind of like sort of like a watered down Doctor Doom kind of deal where he doesn't give a shit about you, but they'll do whatever for them, their own people. I find that to be like an interesting concept for villains of a Superman story, especially new ones. I do think that they got a really good introduction, and they laid some pretty good groundwork for the way they think, like I was talking about. I wish we would got a little bit more of their motivations, but I'll probably definitely be in issue 26. There wasn't enough Superman, in here. I guess my expectations, like I said, were just, it's an anniversary issue. There's going to be a whole lot of fun Superman action. But there's a lot of Clark Kent dialogue, which is also good. It just wasn't what I expected. So no complaints on that too. It's at all really not complaining that there wasn't enough Superman. I know I said that, and out of context, like, oh, there's not enough Superman in this. Well, that's not what I mean. It's just I expected him to be flying around, doing a whole lot of breaking shit, punching people. But obviously it says introducing Sinmar on the cover, so it's going to be heavily introducing this new, I guess, planet of characters, which is good because I think Brian Michael Bendis is not a home run, but he gets on base with it. And I think by the end of the arc, it could, turn into him scoring with it. I enjoy it. The only thing I don't like about it is, like I said, it's kind of a slow burn. It's really dialogue heavy. And I know longtime Superman fans are probably going to be super happy that Lana Lang's there. I like Lana. Don't really care that she's, it doesn't make a huge difference to me that Lana Lang's here now. So that's not going to, make me adore this issue because Lana's here. I don't hate this issue. I like this issue a lot more than Fantastic Four Antithesis #1. And I'm a Fantastic Four fanboy to the core. So, it's good. I definitely recommend reading it. I know it's a super unpopular opinion to recommend Bendis Superman, but I enjoyed it. It's a 3.5 out of 5 for me, so still not the best story, obviously, but not the best issue, but I'm going to stick around. I bought it digitally because, like I said, I haven't been reading Superman, so I just, on a whim, I've been in like a Superman kind of mood the last couple days, so it came out, so I picked it up. I'll probably pick it up, if I go to my LCS this weekend or next week over in the my comic shop order, since I don't know why I said that, because I do my comic shop because my LCS isn't getting DC books right now, so it'll probably just be my comic shop next week, just because of that cover. That Ivan Rice cover is fantastic. But that is going to be it for me for the Superman 25. So 3.5 out of 5 for me. Brian Michael Bendis and Ivan Rice on Superman. Like a, just quick recap. Sinmar Council and just the Sinmar planet is gorgeous art. And it seems like they have a pretty decent groundwork. Whole lot of Clark and Lana conversation and not a whole lot of action in it. A little too dialogue heavy, and I don't think dialogue heavy is where Bendis really shines as a writer. But, like I said, I'm still recommending the issue, so I guess I liked it a little bit more than I'm letting on. But 3.5 out of 5 for me. Thanks for watching. If you stuck around this whole time and watching this idiot just ramble. See you next time.